On the broadcast here tonight, On the Line, they tried to avoid it, but Chrysler goes into bankruptcy. They plan to retool, reemerge with a new partner as a new company. Disease control, the flu outbreak spreads as health officials scramble. Also tonight, what the vice president meant to say. Unwelcome visitors will show you why some people are flocking to Florida in droves these days and why the cops are waiting for them at the other end. And serious playing. They really learn how to play after school in New Orleans thanks to a program that's making a difference. Also tonight, a surprising new look for an American icon who is 50 this year. Nightly News begins now.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
Good evening. We want to start here tonight with a quick update on the status of this swine flu we've been following for days. As of today, there are 132 confirmed cases now in the U.S. The flu's been confirmed in 18 states and 11 nations. We'll have tonight's complete update in just a moment. But first, we're going to begin the broadcast tonight with the news today about an American institution, Chrysler, one of the Detroit Big Three. It's being allowed to go into a kind of controlled skid. They tried desperately to avoid it. It's sliding into intentional bankruptcy, and then it's emerging, or so goes the plan, partnering up with Fiat of Italy and staying in business, though looking different than it does today. A lot of workers get an unplanned and unwanted vacation out of this. Phil LeBeau starts off our coverage. To start us off tonight, he's the car business guy at CNBC. He's at a dealership tonight in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Phil, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. This is uncharted territory for the Big Three. Chrysler is officially bankrupt. It's still in business. It's still selling cars, but now it is counting on Uncle Sam to help it get back on its feet.
This is a company that has a particular claim on our American identity.
Surrounded by members of his auto task force, President Obama declared Chrysler a bankrupt company. He is determined to save.
I stand with Chrysler's employees and their families and communities. I stand with Chrysler's management, its dealers, and its suppliers. I stand with the millions of Americans who own and want to buy Chrysler cars. I don't stand with those who held out when everybody else is making sacrifices.
The White House blames hedge funds who loaned Chrysler billions of dollars for pushing the company into bankruptcy by refusing to exchange their debt for cash. Those lenders say they deserve more than what was being offered and will fight for it in bankruptcy court. The White House believes Chrysler could be out of bankruptcy in 30 to 60 days, emerging with the United Auto Workers owning more than half the company, while Italian automaker Fiat takes 20% as a partner planning to build smaller, more fuel-efficient cars at Chrysler's U.S. plants. Chrysler's visibly drained CEO says bankruptcy was the only option.
Whether you like this decision or not, it is the only path that kept Chrysler alive.
Chrysler has a history of surviving and reinventing itself, most notably 30 years ago when Lee Iacocca rebuilt a near-bankrupt company, starting with the K-car.
Lee Iacocca driving a 1984 Plymouth Voyager.
Later, the Voyager, Caravan, and Town & Country minivans became symbols of family life in the suburbs. The auto company that once defined American muscle cars was redefining American pop culture.
If you can find a better car, buy it.
Soft Corinthian leather.
I drive a Dodge Stratus.
Once again, Chrysler is trying to wipe the slate clean, this time in 1 or 2 months. An ambitious goal that is being questioned.
To think that a major manufacturer could go through this process in 2 months with all the moving parts within their organization, it really could be a leap of faith.
For Chrysler's 38,000 workers, bankruptcy will bring even more questions to a company already reeling from uncertainty. No jobs are expected to be cut, but Chrysler's 12 plants will shut down while the automaker is in court, leaving workers and suppliers to wonder if the company will be able to rebound.
Time will tell. I hope, glad to have the job that we got, but I'm not sure how long it's going to be there.
As for the thousands of Chrysler workers who are at those plants but will find those plants shut down next week, many of them will have to apply for state unemployment benefits. they're going to have to wait until Chrysler's plants can reopen, until they can collect a full paycheck. Brian?
And Phil, you and I were talking earlier. We're both car guys. For those of us who have a Chrysler product in the driveway, there's the usual concern over warranties and parts, but this unknown aspect, and that is the brand stigma, owning a car that is, for a time at least, in bankruptcy. And I guess that's the uncharted territory.
And the big concern has long been here in Detroit that if you go into bankruptcy, the residual value of the vehicles will plummet. Nobody will want to buy them. But I have to tell you, here at this dealership today, 2 people came in. They saw what the president had to say about standing behind Chrysler, came in and bought a Chrysler, even though they have traditionally bought foreign-made cars. That is Detroit, but it is an interesting indication of how some people feel about this company.
Yeah, interesting dynamic. We'll see if that plays out. Phil, glad to have you. Phil LeBeau, who covers the car business for CNBC and for us from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan tonight. We have more on this aspect of the story for folks with Chrysler products, for the communities that depend on their local dealerships, the local businesses that advertise, put people to work, and supply the car for the church raffle every year. George Lewis is at a Chrysler dealership in Norco, California tonight. Hey, George, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. The dealerships in this city, including this Dodge Chrysler dealership, provide 40% of Norco's revenue from sales taxes. So Norco is trying to bail them out. Late last year, this city of 25,000 voted to give the 2 local dealerships a $1 million line of credit to keep them open.
40% of our sales tax revenue, and to think they would go away would truly be devastating.
The mayor says the Chrysler bankruptcy came as no surprise here. The question now, will the local dealer be able to hang on? He wasn't talking. In California, the nation's #1 market for automobiles, sales were down 43% in the first quarter of this year. That's on top of a 39% drop in the fourth quarter of last year. Sales of all vehicles are so weak in California that imported cars, usually popular here, are piling up at the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach. And Chrysler, overstocked with big gas-guzzling trucks, accounts for only about 6% of the new vehicle sales in California.
My first car was a Dodge.
Chrysler needs more customers like Kevin Grant, who drives a '99 Dodge Ram and has been loyal to the brand most of his life. But he worries about Chrysler's future with the bankruptcy and the partnership with Fiat.
These companies are icons or institutions, and people should not sit back and watch them go quietly away.
Across the country, at a Chrysler dealership in Tenafly, New Jersey, new car shoppers wondered how well Chrysler will stand behind its cars.
I asked them a few questions about the warranties, and if you bought Chrysler, you still have the warranty.
In Thornton, Colorado, dealer John Shendlin says the bankruptcy deal is a good thing.
I think it'll calm down the customers as to whether or not we're going to be here.
And back in Norco, they're hoping the car dealers they're trying to bail out will be among the survivors. Now, the mayor tells us it isn't just the sales tax revenues. It's things like support for kids' baseball and the annual rodeo that they count on from these dealers. So a bankruptcy of one of the big 3 has big repercussions here. Brian?
All right, George Lewis on the lot tonight in Norco, California. George, thanks. Now to the other major story we've been covering here for days, this swine flu outbreak, which is disrupting everyday life in some places as the number of cases is spread across more states now. But the good news is there are no new deaths to report here or in Mexico. Our chief science correspondent, Robert Bazell, is here with us again. And Bob, this day started out with a kind of a scare from a senior official who knew better.
You certainly should have known better, Brian. The day began with Vice President Biden, that senior official, making a statement about swine flu that he and everyone else in the administration quickly disavowed.
Organization says we're now at a level 5.
Appearing on the Today Show, Mr. Biden said he would keep his family away from confined spaces, especially subways and airplanes.
Yeah, we should be landing shortly. When one person sneezes, it goes all the way through the aircraft.
Good afternoon.
White House spokesman Robert Gibbs went to work on damage control, one of many corrections from administration officials.
I understand what he said, and I'm telling you what he meant to say.
My message really is that it is safe to fly. There is no reason to cancel flights.
At the CDC's Emergency Operations Center, reports of new cases of the swine flu continue to pour in at such a rate that the government might stop the detailed tabulation.
We may move away from case updates because as we see more cases and more suspect cases, the numbers become a little murkier, and we'll focus more on where things are occurring.
There are now confirmed cases in 18 states and 11 countries. Some of the cases were connected today with President Obama's recent trip to Mexico. An unidentified Energy Department employee involved in advanced planning got sick after he returned and then infected 3 family members.
He was asked specifically if he ever came within 6 feet of the president, and the answer to that was no.
The White House said neither the president nor anyone else in the administration appear ill. Mexican President Calderon has ordered a 5-day shutdown of businesses and non-essential government services over what would have been a holiday period anyway, while the health minister said the number of cases in Mexico appears to be stabilizing. One more hopeful sign, as we've been pointing out, as more and more cases appear to be in this country no worse than regular influenza, and with people recovering, it's good. Officials continue to warn about possible deaths, but so far there has just been that one child who traveled to Mexico, Brian.
All right, let's hope this current news continues. Bob Bazell with us here tonight. As we mentioned, there is quite a bit of disruption going on, especially when it comes to schools. More than 250,000 kids are being kept home, including the entire public school population of Fort Worth, Texas, the biggest school system to shut down in all of this so far. Our own Janet Shamlian is there for us tonight. Janet, good evening.
Brian, good evening. There wasn't much warning on this. Families learned just last night there would be no school today or for at least the next 10 days in hopes of stopping the spread of this virus. Empty rooms and barren halls. The only work in Fort Worth classrooms is being done by masked sanitation teams. 80,000 students have been told to stay home and to return no earlier than May 11th.
This is something that probably happens, once in anybody's lifetime and probably once in a century. This is a very unusual time, and it calls for unusual response.
And not just in Texas. Nationwide, nearly 300 schools have closed in at least 11 states. Some 170,000 students are on an unexpected late spring break. From South Carolina, where they're scrubbing everything students touch, to Utah, Wisconsin, Washington, and beyond, the nation's schools are on the flu's front line. In every community, there's an impact beyond the classroom. When kids stay home, parents are forced to be there too, away from work in a tough economy.
My first thought was, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with my children?
Jill Frankie has a 3-year-old and a 6th grader.
And you can help us play with them.
She says her recent job layoff now feels like a blessing. The juggle will be more difficult for others.
The community's got to pull together, and we can only hope that neighbors are going to help neighbors, that grandmothers and grandfathers and aunts and uncles, churches, I don't know.
Across the country, schools out. Gates are locked, classrooms quiet, and the stands are empty. And some schools won't even commit to a reopening date right now until they know more about the incubation period and how many of their students might have this virus.
All right, Janet Shamlian in Fort Worth for us tonight. Janet, thanks. And turning now to a threat at sea. Today, the cargo ship captain who was held hostage by those Somali pirates told his story in Washington. Richard Phillips was on Capitol Hill to talk to a Senate committee about preventing those kinds of pirate attacks. He said armed military escorts or ex-military escorts aboard ships in dangerous waters would work. He also thinks arming a few ship crew members could be helpful.
I do believe that arming the crew as a part of an overall strategy could provide an effective deterrent under certain circumstances, and I believe that a measured capability in this respect should be part of the overall debate about how to defend ourselves against criminals on the sea.
Crew members at sea aren't currently supposed to be armed. Captain Phillips also said he will be going back to sea before long. He told the committee, quote, "It's what I do." He will need to be more careful out there. More than a dozen vessels now have been attacked by Somali pirates. That's just this month alone. When our broadcast continues here on a Thursday night, an influx of people coming into Florida, what it is they're after and what police are looking for. And later, where they really learn to play after school. We'll go to Jazz Fest in New Orleans, where one man among them is making a difference.
Hi, I just switched jobs, and I want to roll over my old 401k into a Fidelity IRA.
Okay, no problem. It's easy to get started. I can help you with the paperwork.
This green line just appeared on my floor.
That's guidance from Fidelity. It's the route to your financial goals.
Could you hold on a second?
Whatever your destination, Fidelity has the people, guidance, and investments to help you find your way.
Now, this is going to be helpful.
Contact us today. Fidelity Investments. Turn here.
Are you taking total care of your smile?
All mouthwash is not the same. New Act Total Care kills germs to freshen breath, fights unsightly plaque, prevents cavities, rebuilds enamel, even strengthens teeth. Others can't do all that.
Take total care of your smile.
Honest ingredients. Authentic recipes. That's how Marie Callender's makes new pasta al dente. Authentic Italian meals that steam to al dente perfection. Marie Callender's new pasta al dente. It's how Marie does Italian.
In Florida tonight, the state legislature took steps to deal with a problem that is often overlooked: prescription drug abuse. They passed a bill to monitor the state's pain clinics because officials say the state has become this country's biggest supplier of a powerful type of painkiller, and that is attracting addicts and drug dealers from all over. It's an important story tonight. We get it from NBC's Mark Potter.
All right, just keep an eye out. They got to come out somewhere.
In Broward County, Florida, near Fort Lauderdale,
you're passing right now.
Sheriff's deputies are on surveillance outside medical clinics specializing in pain treatment.
All right.
Arresting patients for allegedly reselling their prescription painkillers on the street.
It's legal heroin is what it is. It's unbelievable, and these people walk around like zombies.
Broward County alone has nearly 100 pain clinics. Officials say while some operate legitimately, many only take cash and prescribe thousands of highly addictive and potentially lethal narcotic painkillers a day with only a cursory doctor's exam.
Now the drug war is the pain clinics. Instead of drug dealers on a street corner, it's guys in lab coats.
Did he get pills up there? Because pain clinics are not required to report patient activity, officials say addicts and traffickers from other states with stricter rules now come to Florida, going from clinic to clinic.
Police say the first thing that out-of-town drug abusers and dealers do when they come here to Broward County is to get this local newspaper to find all the ads for pain clinics on page after page after page.
Nearly 900 miles away in a quiet corner of eastern Kentucky, the Greenup County Sheriff says he's flooded with drug abuse cases tied directly to Florida.
It's like the promised land. They know that if they can get the money together and go down there, that they are going to score drugs.
Sheriff Keith Cooper says hundreds of local residents a month drive to Florida to buy painkillers, many stealing and robbing to get the money. Tim Kilburn is serving a jail term in Kentucky for illicit oxycodone possession. He says he, too, got pills from Florida pain doctors.
It makes you think, do they have a degree in doctoring or hustling?
Deputies now try to keep up with all the dealers and addicts who find Florida an easy fix. Mark Potter, NBC News, Broward County, Florida.
Elizabeth Edwards has written a book about her fight with cancer and her life with husband and former presidential candidate John Edwards. The book is due out next month, but the New York Daily News has obtained a copy. In it, Mrs. Edwards reportedly writes her husband told her about his infidelity almost a year before it became public knowledge last year, and that hearing the news made her physically ill. She says she concluded her husband should not have run for president in light of the disclosure. When we come back, controversy on campus at Notre Dame. It's all because President Obama is coming to give the graduation speech.
In the Mediterranean, fresh ingredients and seafood are on tables every day. At Red Lobster, we're bringing new entrees inspired by the Mediterranean to your table. Try new wood-grilled lobster and tender jumbo shrimp with a garlic cream sauce. Or new Tuscan herb shrimp and chicken, wood-grilled and brushed with a blend of basil, olive oil, and white wine. Taste the flavors of the Mediterranean for a limited time at Red Lobster.
Buzz works naturally to help lower cholesterol. Let it help lower yours.
Honey, we've got itches.
Ooh. Is it bug bite, allergy, rash, poison ivy, rat
The only medicine you need is Lanacane. It stops itching fast, kills germs too. One and only Lanacane, the every itch fighter.
Bicycle, I've missed you. Gathering dust as flowers bloom and pollen floats through the air, while I, sneezing, itching eyes, looked for safer havens in the air conditioning. But now with the strength of 24-hour Zyrtec to relieve my worst allergy symptoms, indoors and outdoors, I'll wipe off the dust that gathered these long months. Use Zyrtec, which starts working 2 hours faster than Claritin. And promise not to wait as long to go for our ride. Because with Zyrtec, I can love the air.
Nightly News at nightly.msnbc.com.
President Obama at the White House today, as he put it, among heroes, a group called the Wounded Warriors. 40 injured veterans gathered to take part in the third annual three-day race from the White House to Annapolis, Maryland. It's all to help raise money and awareness for the returning wounded men and women from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. We wish them smooth sailing and good weather. Tomorrow is May 1st. That means graduation season is upon us, but there's controversy over the president's scheduled commencement address at the University of Notre Dame, May 17th. While we should point out some students are just plain happy that he's going to be there, the news that the president is coming has sparked a very public debate at Notre Dame over abortion rights and stem cell research. NBC's Kevin Tibbles reports from South Bend, Indiana.
On the fabled campus of Notre Dame, a very modern debate in one political science class.
It really is abortion that has been the leading indicator of the cultural divide.
Notre Dame's invitation to President Obama to deliver the commencement address has outraged many Catholics because he supports abortion rights.
America's premier institution of Catholic higher learning has been seriously damaged by this invitation.
A sentiment some students agree with.
I'm against honoring someone who's so contradictory of that principle.
But it does take away from our Catholic identity.
5 presidents dating back to Dwight Eisenhower have visited this school. For its part, Notre Dame maintains Obama's presence will have positive consequences.
If one result of the president coming to commencement is there's a vigorous public debate and discussion about life issues, well, that's a victory, really, for a university.
This is a Catholic university, but it's also a university, and we have to challenge and think about these issues.
But while discussion, debate, and reflection takes place here on campus, there is some concern that outsiders pushing their agenda will try to hijack graduation day. Recently, the group Operation Rescue, which is against abortion, staged this demonstration in the nation's capital.
They're getting a lot of attention for an issue that maybe doesn't exist on campus as much as it does in the outside world.
But some Notre Dame alumni have started a web campaign urging others to withhold donations if the speech goes on as planned. For alum Don Whitcliffe, who supports the visit, it's also a chance for the president to hear another point of view.
It isn't just a problem of finessing it politically. There's something deep and moral about this issue.
On May 17th, the class of 2009 will again be reminded that keeping the faith often comes with controversy. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News, South Bend, Indiana.
Also from academia, they insist this following item is actual science. Tonight, it may be a confirmation of something lovers of animals and of online video may already know. Some birds actually like to dance and may be pretty good at it at the end of the day. A Harvard University research team studying 14 different species of parrots says the birds feel the beat of music and can actually dance to it, just like humans do, perhaps in some cases better. And yes, we said Harvard. For other animals like dogs and cats, the news, not so good. Researchers say they have no rhythm at all and that they get a lot of ribbing from their animal friends because of it. The folks at Mattel say this item's been out for months, but the British papers just discovered it. And so the story of the new Barbie ricocheted around the world today. The story is she's got some ink. Barbie's gone and got tattooed, one on the arm, one on the lower back. But since they're stickers, they can go pretty much wherever she wants them. Maybe it's the fact she turned 50 this year. Maybe Ken finds it attractive, but there you have it. When we come back here tonight, getting in tune, keeping the goal in mind, and making a difference in the process.
Announcing the Ford Advantage Plan, a better plan to get you into a new, quality-built Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury. Today, while others say there's no credit available, Ford Credit says there is. Financing as low as 0% APR. Check for pre-approval now at Ford.com. And with the Ford Advantage, if you lose your paycheck, we'll make your payments for up to 12 months. Quality, credit, and payment protection. That's the Ford Advantage Plan. Visit your Ford or Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
Roundup Extended Control does two jobs at once. 1. Kills weeds to the root. 2. Forms a barrier, preventing new ones for up to 4 months. Roundup Extended Control.
Are you taking total care of your smile?
All mouthwash is not the same. New Act Total Care kills germs to freshen breath, fights unsightly plaque, prevents cavities, rebuilds enamel, even strengthens teeth. Others can't do all that.
Take total care of your smile.
The great American tradition. The longest running sporting event in U.S. history. The 135th running of the Kentucky Derby. Saturday, only on NBC.
Time now for our Making a Difference report. It comes to us tonight from Jazz Fest in New Orleans, one of the great annual events anywhere in this country. But what a casual visitor might not see is the effort of one man who combines kids with music and makes a big difference. NBC's Ron Mott is there.
New Orleans drummer Derek Tabb of the Rebirth Brass Band is used to getting a response to his music.
Go get your stuff.
So last summer, he started a new group for at-risk kids who need better options.
You walk out, you see a lot of kids angry because of nothing. They walk in the street, don't have anything to do, they just mad. They ready to fight, they ready to kill.
He channeled that energy into the Roots of Music, a free marching band program aimed mostly at middle schoolers, many of whom have never played an instrument before, much less picked one up. It wasn't long before he had a big hit on his hands.
A sweet, loud sound, a beautiful note.
They use donated instruments, but before sounding a single note, it's hammer time.
Gotta hit the books. Gotta hit the books.
On homework.
I have 85% of my kids and then brought up their grades, at least one letter up.
2, 3, 4, down.
A feat of hard work worth celebrating. Roots has quickly become one of the hottest acts in town. It's now 98 members strong with a wait list approaching 400, and that includes a very persistent 7-year-old who calls Derek Tabb every day.
Every time you call, you say, hey, this is the man with the band? I say, yeah, I won't get in that band.
Allison Reinhardt, who co-founded the band, signed up her son Kevin right away.
New Orleans is a very special place. Music is the heart and soul of the city. And, you know, the kids want to be a part of it. They just don't have anywhere to go. They only have Roots of Music.
I love everything. Tutoring, teachers, staff, everything.
And that's music to Derek Tabb's ears.
Kids that's coming up, you give them the right way to do it, they're going to thrive with it.
A new generation of musicians thriving from the roots up. Ron Mott, NBC News, New Orleans.
And that's our broadcast for this Thursday night. Thank you for being with us. I'm Brian Williams. We hope to see you back here tomorrow evening. Good night.
Days down. Now Keith sets the bar for what Obama must accomplish next. Countdown.
Run down by the daily runaround? Try grouping your trips together. You'll spend less time on the road and more time on the things you really enjoy. You'll help improve the flow of traffic, too. For transportation options in your area, visit online. Drive less, save more.
Give your children the gift of lifelong memories this year with this 21-foot trail sport that weighs just 3,300